Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight, it's the Memphis Grizzlies as they'll be playing against the Nets in Brooklyn. And for Brooklyn, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Well, Coach Dave Yeager on the bench for the Grizzlies, as always. He's a coach who completely embodies the roster and franchise that he works for. Kenny, what can you say about Yeager's approach and how he handles his team?
He's not a guy that's going to be flapping his arms around. He's very quiet, hardworking, probably overlooked on how good a coach he is because his demeanor is so calm. But he's got a very practical approach, everything he does. He's not flashy, but he's very effective, guys.
He embraces analytics, and he wants things to be backed up with facts when he's making his decisions.
Do you embrace analytics as well, Dr. O'Neal?
No, I do not.
Why not?
No such thing.
What do you mean?
No such thing.
Sure there is.
It's not.
There's advanced stats, analytics.
What did you look at? What did you look at?
Smats.
What did you look at?
I looked at you in your eye.
And said if you could play, you could play.
I looked at you in your eye and determined if you were going to be barbecue chicken, fried chicken, or souffled salmon.
When you look at me in my eye, what do you see?
Lasagna.
You guys are making me hungry again.
Let's go to Kevin
You
Harlan.
look Italian today, Ernie.
At shooting guard, at 6'3", number 22, Markel Brown. At the other guard position, at 6'3", number 2, Jared Jack. Starting at power forward, standing 6'8", number 30, Thaddeus Young. The other forward position, 6 feet 7 inches, number 7, Joe Johnson. A 7-foot center from Stanford, number 11, Brook Lopez. The head coach of your home team is Lionel Hollins. Ladies and gentlemen,
it's a West versus East contest here in Brooklyn as the Nets play one at home. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke.
It's been a nice clean game, huh?
And so off the tip, it's Brooklyn and the starting group for the Grizzlies. Randolph is the 4 with Gasol in the middle. On the wings, it's Lee and Green, and it's Conley in at the point.
And guys, looking at Jared Jack, one word comes to mind: professional. I mean, he's as solid as they come. Tough, capable, experienced, and he proved it all again last season.
shooting for Brooklyn.
Talking about Jared Jack, he's especially dangerous at the end of the game. Not only does he make great decisions, Clark, he was a top 10 free throw shooter last season.
Yeah, experienced, tough-minded ball handlers and shot makers are always valuable, especially when it's winning time.
And Jared Jack drops them both.
You know, the Nets really kind of drifted along for the first part of last season, treaded water, but after the All-Star break, they stepped on the gas, put themselves right back in the playoff picture.
Now here's Conley. Inside, here's Randolph, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. As you mentioned, the Nets were great after the break, had the 3rd best record post-All-Star break in the East.
Yeah, and how about winning 13 of their first 22 after the break? And sometimes with a new coach and system, it takes a while to kind of figure things out. And that seemed to be the case with the Nets last year.
Free throw good, Randolph. Some solid numbers once again for Zach Randolph with Memphis last year. He just keeps plugging away, grinding out, no pun intended, chugging along and producing.
Yeah, 16 points, about 10.5 rebounds for Zebo. I mean, he's a classic power forward and always gives you the numbers, even though he still plays under the rim.
And Randolph drops them both.
And, you know, for Randolph, he's been in the league so long and still puts up double-double numbers. Average a double-double in 8 of his last 10 seasons. Remarkable.
Now here is Jack. Here's Lopez. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Lee dishes to Randolph. Pass to Green from the arc. The shot is off, and Brooklyn will now go the other way with it.
And for Zach Randolph, at his experience level, to put up 15 and 10 or better, the last player to do that back in 1999, so it's a rare feat.
Jack against Conley. He dishes it to Lee. The 11-footer, Lopez with the block. Outside Jack. Pass to Johnson. Down low. It's tipped. Young. And the shot is good.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
The Grizzlies off to a slow start. 7-point differential. Gasol, a screen on Jack. Conley into the lane. Here's Gasol. Lopez with the block. In transition, here come the Nets. Brown's got the ball. That's good. Johnson's got 5 now.
And early on, they look great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Conley kicks to Lee. Gasol passes to Conley. It's stolen by Jack. Johnson in the corner. And there's Lopez. That's good on the assist by Johnson.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Conley. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, I had a chance to talk with head coach Lionel Hollins. On his mind, the difficult task of defending Zach Randolph. He said Randolph's especially tough because he's not only a go-to scorer on the low block and the pinch post, but also a guy who can pick up a lot of second chance points with his work on the glass. He's a 20 and 10 double-double guy for a reason. We'll have our hands full trying to slow him down. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. Here's Gasol. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Boy, after the first 3 misses, I thought they'd get one here, but they still can't connect.
Lee with the steal. Outside Conley. Green with a screen for Conley. It's tipped. Young with the steal. Johnson against Green. And Lopez has it in the corner. And it's Lopez again missing.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Lee dishes to Green. Lopez against Gasol. They need this one, and that's 2 points on the layup. Gasol's got it back down to within single digits for the Grizzlies. The Nets have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Lopez a screen on Conley. And Jack kicks to Young. No good. That's miss number 2. He's 1 for 3. The Grizzlies have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Conley against Jack. Conley the pass to Randolph. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on Brook Lopez.
Zach Randolph getting up there in his mid-30s, but his game has never been based on explosiveness. So it's all about strength, skill, and craft when you talk about Zebo, and he's aging gracefully.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
the first one at the line is good. And Randolph Clark can struggle in matchups against quicker power forwards or those spread fours.
Yeah, but even though he struggles on the perimeter against those guys, he punishes them when he gets them inside in his operating area at the offensive end. Most big men have a hard time dealing with him in the paint.
Very good point. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. One bit of news for the Grizzlies last year is that they acquired a single affiliation deal with a Clark D-League team, which you think is going to help him.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that team is the Iowa Energy. They're a sole partner now with the Iowa Energy. Good move by the team in what is becoming a growing trend in the NBA.
Here's Conley after Joe Johnson's score. Randolph, a screen on Jack. Conley dishes to Randolph. They get it again. Here's Gasol. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Young, a screen on Conley. Lopez, a screen. Jack with it. Guarded now by Randolph. Johnson's shot is off.
And for Memphis and the D-League, they made the most of it. Set 3 players for a total of 14 assignments with the Energy, and that's how you make the most of an affiliate.
Now here's Conley. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Conley against Johnson. Outside Jack. Now the dish to Lopez. And that one is stuffed right through.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Conley off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
You know, considering the Grizzlies and their D-League partnership, it really makes sense for the franchise. Memphis has always been a place where they grow their own talent. A lot of good players have come out of Memphis. Not a lot of big names signed in free agency by the Grizzlies.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it. Well, I tell you, the Grizzlies guys were really dominant in the first half of the season last year, but after the All-Star break, barely played above 500.
The Grizzlies trail by 9. And Memphis would end up going 16-13 over the back half of last season. Down the stretch, they would only go 5 up and 5 down in their final 10.
Yeah, and Kevin, all those games so important as they jockeyed for position in the West. It was so fluid and volatile down the stretch. They could have been anywhere from a 2nd seed to a 6th on any given day, and they just happened to slump at the wrong time.
And here is Brown following Jeff Green's 3. Lopez a screen. Lopez sets a screen for Jack. Takes it from 10. Bounces high off the rim and drops. 10 points for Brook Lopez.
Playing smart offensively in the first half, no doubt about it.
Yeah, the numbers support it. I mean, they're shooting the much better percentage from the field so far.
Now here's Conley to the wing right side. 6 on the shot clock. Gasol gets to Conley. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
Assist goes to Mark Gasol.
Nets leading by 6. Johnson with it. 7 points in the game. Young outside. Jack passes to Lopez. Can't get it to go. Gasol with the defensive effort. Conley against Jack. Conley kicks to Randolph. They kick it out to Green. Jack with the rebound.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter. Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And he makes the first. You have to love the newest stadium in the NBA here at Barclays. Very state-of-the-art, outstanding facility.
Yeah, the Nets have a nice home here. I bet they wish they were stronger here at home. Finished under 500 last season with a record of 19-22.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Bargnani has checked in for Lopez. Thomas Robinson comes in for Thaddeus Young. Bogdanovich is checked in for Johnson. And Ellington is subbed in for Jarrett Jack. Now here's Allen. Missed inside.
And you know, guys, that 19-22 record here in Brooklyn certainly a stain for the Nets. I mean, they would be the only team to make the playoffs in the NBA last year with a losing record at home.
And the shot is good.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
Here's Gasol. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Gasol's got 6.
And with the Nets' struggles at home last season, they were simply outshot in this building. Also, they were the second worst in rebound differential at home, meaning they got killed on the glass here.
Bogdanovich, no luck.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
Here's Udrich. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Robinson a screen on Barnes. Here's Bogdanovich. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. And the Nets lead by 8.
Check out these handles. That's rush hour handle. Not midday, not early morning. That's rush hour handle. That nasty spin just froze the defender.
Now here's Barnes. Dishes it to Udrich. Here's Gasol. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Nets leading by 8. Ellington the pass to Brown. The feed to Bargnani. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Already seizing control of this game.
Total control, Greg, and as well as they're playing at both ends, I look for this lead to get even larger.
Now here's Wright. Gasol, a screen on Robinson. Can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Brown. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's Bogdanovich. He's guarded by Udrich. Bogdanovich dishes to Robinson. 4 on the clock. And the pass to Bogdanovich. Bargnani kicks to Robinson. No good. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
We've got 1:08 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Udrich. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Udrich has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Grizzlies.
All right now, I want everyone here at the Barclays Center to welcome to the court your Nets dancers.
Now here's Ellington. Defense is right there. Kicks to Bogdanovich. There's a screen by Robinson. 6 on the shot clock. From 20 feet out. That one a little long.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Allen passes to Udrich. Right with a screen on Brown. There's 25 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Here's Udrich. Stolen by Robinson. Here's Bogdanovich. Brown right side. Feeds to Bargnani. It's rebounded by Memphis. Gasol's got his 4th rebound in this one. Oh, he hits it! How about that shot?
Big time! Big time!
Incredible!
Free points at the buzzer.
Definitely an answer to prayer there.
And that's it. Coach Lionel Hollins known for his no-nonsense style, but he'll tell you he's still got a good sense of humor.
I told them all, you can joke with me, you can laugh at me. I'm not perfect. You'll see me hobbling out there on the court. You'll see me stumble as I'm trying to show you a defensive move. It's funny. There was a time when you wouldn't be laughing because I'd be kicking your butt, but that time is long past.
I still don't think that Coach Hollins is anyone to be trifled with, and I think the net players would agree with me on that one.
Oh, yes, I know they've got that one figured out. And I do, too, as a matter of fact. The last thing anybody on the team better be doing is laughing at Lionel Hollins. Just ask Darren Williams.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And, guys, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
You know, they're not going to sit back and just take jump shots. It's all about attacking the paint and getting to the rim.
That's who they are. They've been the aggressor early, attacking the hoop and getting into that paint.
Taking a look at the Grizzlies. A lot of defense with Conley and Lee in the backcourt. Green is out there with Carter, and it's Randolph in at the 5. Now here's Lopez. Pass to Jack. Screen by Young. Shot clock at 6. Stolen by Michael Conley. Moving it up. No good from Lee.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often. And I feel like there's a reason Joe Johnson has gotten a number of astronomical contracts. It's because he does everything for you. He's like one of those items you buy that touts everything you need, nothing you don't. Well, to me, that's Joe Johnson.
Now here is Jack. Following the miss by Michael Conley. Carter outside. Randolph kicks to Conley. Here's Green. On target from 13 feet. Green's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Grizzlies. Clark, when you take a look at Joe Johnson, if you were on a good team, a team that was contending for a championship, where ideally would you like him to be? Where would you slot him?
I'd put him in that first or second scoring role because he's so good and scores so effortlessly. And at some point, I think he's going to hoist that Larry O'Brien trophy.
A shot by Randolph. Nobody around. And it's good off the back of the rim and in.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision to see they had an open shot outside and get it there.
And Jack, here we go, to the middle. Here's Lopez. Good, and Jack gets the assist. Jack's got his 4th assist in this one.
Boy, he picked him out brilliantly with that feed inside.
Green, the screen. Lee dishes to Conley. Randolph sets a screen for Conley. Carter outside. Lets it go with the 3. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss. Nets leading by 3. To the middle. And again, it's Brook Lopez. Lopez has got 4 points in the quarter.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Clark, looking around the league, there's no team that teams want to play less than the Memphis Grizzlies. They just wear you down.
Well, they play a physical brand of basketball. They play hard. Everybody's on the same page. And even if you beat the Grizzlies, they take a lot out of you in terms of how they try to wear you down.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
And the Grizzlies played so well against all the other playoff teams. Part of it is that they just have a style that matches up well with anyone.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
Johnson against Carter. Right block shot. Can't get it to go. And Memphis the other way now.
You know, that's the thing with the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, there isn't a team that gives them too much trouble anywhere in the league. They're good at home and on the road. They're used to playing in tight, low-scoring games, and they create that situation with their deliberate style.
Now here is Jack. The kick out to Lopez, stolen by Randolph. Carter drives in. Outside Conley. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Jack with it, and it's Carter picking him up. Shoots from 12. No good from Jack.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Here's Randolph, and that one falls coming off Conley's feet. 8 points for Zach Randolph.
Michael Conley with excellent vision on that pass.
And Jack kicks to Johnson. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going.
And the Grizzlies, guys, a powerful post-play team. Mike Conley, though, is still the straw that stirs the drink. I mean, he may be the most underrated point guard in our league. His quickness and ability to penetrate the lane brings a great balance to their offense.
And the first one drops. And Conley at 6'1", about 175. Pretty slight frame, but Clark, he doesn't get pushed around.
Well, he embraces the team's tough defensive style. He gets into you, racks up steals, and he's really a committed defender.
No good on the second free throw. After the Nets' big moves the past couple years, they were looked at as an older team, but you break it down, and you know, Greg, they're not as old as you think.
Actually had the 5th youngest team of anyone in the postseason. And so, though they seem older just because so many of their players had playoff experience or came into the league at a young age.
Jack missing again.
Great looking defense, really, just to disrupt the rhythm on that shot.
Yeah, really turned it from a simple, straightforward look into a very difficult shot.
That evens the score.
And, you know, for the Nets, the roster's average age was about 2 years younger at the end of the 2015 season than where they were at the end of 2014. They made a point to get younger.
Here's Jack following the score by Vince Carter. And it's Lopez penetrating and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Defense just not strong enough to throw him off his shot there. Sometimes it takes a little more effort to defend him down low. And even though the Nets were younger last season, they were tough in tight games, playing really like a bunch of veterans, and went 10-2 on the year in games decided by 3 or fewer points.
Here's Johnson. Michael Conley making his last shot. Takes the 13-footer. Lopez, no luck. Memphis has gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Carter, the pass to Conley. They now take the lead. Conley's got 5 points now this quarter.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. Defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
Now here's Johnson. He's got 7, and that one's good. Lopez has got the game tied up here for Brooklyn. Grizzlies have gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. Pass to Lee. Picked by Randolph. Conley dishes to Lee. Six to shoot. Carter outside. Off target with his 3. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Ellington kicks to Jack. And Young now, top of the key. Carter pulls it in.
And he has slipped into a funk, Clark. You can see the confidence is shaken.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you can get out of it is to work yourself out of it.
Now here's Green. Thaddeus Young missing his last shot. Conley into the lane. Lopez with the block. And it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Bargnani is checked in for Lopez. Thomas Robinson comes in for Young. Bogdanovich is checked in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Markel Brown in for Jarrett Jack. And Memphis also making a switch. Gasol's checked in. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Brooklyn ball.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Brandon Wright's checked in for Randolph. Barnes comes in for Green. Allen's checked in for Courtney Lee. And it's Udrich in for Mike Conley. Net shooting just 29% in the second quarter. The offense is suffering. There's a screen by Robinson. Johnson against Barnes. And stolen by Barnes. And here we go. The Grizzlies on a fast break. And he gets it to go. Barnes has got the lead up to 2 now for the Grizzlies. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Grizzlies.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
That's his first personal foul.
And Thomas Robinson has been on a lot of teams here in his short time in the league. Not easy to find a spot when you're always getting moved.
And that one falls for Robinson. And for Robinson, the trade's way on him as well. Clarkie said last season that he just wants to prove that he belongs here.
Well, you know, he's yet to find the right fit for a team, but the skill set is clearly there. I mean, he's an NBA player. There's no doubt about that. Looked great for Philadelphia near the end of the year as he got minutes with them.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. Memphis known for how tough they are at home, but they were equally tough, Clark, on the road last season.
Yeah, grit and grind travels well, Kevin. I mean, even on the road, they were able to force teams to play at their pace.
Now here's Johnson. 7 points in the game. He feeds it to Robinson. Just 5 on the clock. That puts them in the lead. And the Nets lead by 1. The Grizzlies have gone 7 of 16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter.
And guys, consistency always a key for the Grizzlies. And when you talk of consistency, how about having the same field goal percentage, whether away or at home? Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are. And, you know, to be able to knock down shots on the road the same way you do at home is why the Grizzlies racked up 24 road wins. I mean, it helps when you can attack the basket as they do and work things inside close to the rim.
Clark, Brandon Wright was moving all over the league last year, all over the map, traded twice, once from Dallas to Boston, then again sent to Phoenix where he finished up the season.
Kevin, he was only with Boston for 8 games after the trade. He seemed to find a better home when he was with Phoenix.
Now here's Johnson. Shot from the wing. Good for another basket for him. Number 4 today. He's 4 of 8. Memphis trailing here. Now Udrih. Wright with a screen on Brown. Udrih the pass to Wright. Offensive rebound. That is good.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass. And that's one of the things he brings to the table. And for Wright, being traded twice, he's one of those players that is so efficient, but in small doses. So really the ultimate bench guy to come in and give you minutes in the post. You know, I think that will ultimately be Wright's role going forward, a great bench option. Despite all the trades, last year he was still extremely efficient as a scorer.
Shot by Johnson, no good.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Now here's Johnson. He's got 9. Passes it to Brown. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And there's Joe Johnson on the assist by Brown. That's 12 points for Joe Johnson. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, no team able to build a big lead early on. I mean, it's tight.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
Here's Udrih. He's got 5.
2 minutes to go in the game.
Clock at 6. From 18 feet away. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
There's the dish to Robinson. And it's Wright sending it back. There's a minute 34 left here in the second. Here's Udrih. He's guarded by Johnson. Wright dishes to Allen. And taken away by Brown. He kicks it to Robinson. It's rebounded by Memphis. Dishes to Udrih. Out to the right wing. Here's Gasol. That's good. And it's Udrih with the assist that time. And that's now 10 points for Marc Gasol.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
Old-fashioned, isn't it, my man? Old-fashioned, pound the rock basketball, and it is definitely working for them.
Memphis leading. To the paint. Here's Wright. It's rebounded by Bargnani.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Now here's Johnson. 12 points for him. Jumper off the screen. Good on the jump shot. Robinson's got 5 points so far. Guys, what a wild first half this has been.
I'd say, 8 lead changes, that speaks for itself.
Wow, back and forth start, that's for sure.
Here's Gasol. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Gasol's got 4 points in the quarter.
Just no chance for the smaller defender to block that shot.
He's really, really good at using his size to free himself up for those mid-range jumpers. A master at it.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Grizzlies out in front. They lead by 1. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, we have Brooke Lopez with us. What's the attitude you have as a team right now?
Oh, it's so exciting, you know. It's really thrilling to come out with such a great group of guys every night, you know, and play basketball, you know. It's a lot of fun.
Brooke, thank you very much. Kevin, over to you.
Thank you, Doris, and we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. Marc Gasol playing terrific basketball in this one. He had 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 block. Kenny, what'd you think about the Grizzlies?
Well, they're paying attention to the boards, and that's a good thing. When you're trying to get ahead and stay ahead, it often comes down to a few key possessions. Any extra rebounds you can get is a big difference. I like their intensity out there.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
Well, the low turnovers really stood out to me. They didn't get loose with it or make silly passes. Nothing was forced. They had a nice flow to the offense. Guys knew where to be on the floor. That's the heads-up style of play they need to bring in the second half.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game.
Well, Lopez has been great. He has 9 rebounds and 3 blocks. He's piling up the rejection to go along with the tremendous work he's done on the glass.
It's been about the paint and the way he's been able to control it all game long.
And for Memphis, they're shooting 43% from the field. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So for Brooklyn now, Brown at the 2 with Johnson at the 3. Young out there with Brook Lopez. And it's Jack in at the point.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
Now here's Brown. And with that shot, the Grizzly lead is cut back down to 1 point on the basket from Lopez.
You know, Dave Yeager, the coach for the Grizzlies, has really become a big-name coach quite quickly. You know, he's worked his way up the Memphis coaching ladder and has had a ton of success early on in his career.
And Brooklyn has possession. To the inside, stolen by Randolph. And now the Grizzlies, fast break. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
Nets trail by 4. And Jack kicks to Johnson. He dishes it to Lopez. Johnson against Green. Lopez, a screen on Conley. Just 5 to shoot. And Brook Lopez, the bucket on the assist from Jack. Jack's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Brown against Lee. Outside Gasol. The feed to Randolph. And he banks in the layup. Randolph's got 10 points.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Johnson outside. lets a floater go. The kick out to Young. No good. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. Conley into the lane. Here's Green. The shot is off. Good defensive work there by Young. Brooklyn trailing. Outside Jack to the paint. It's deflected. It's stolen by Green. Lee passes to Conley. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. The Nets have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Shaq with it. He's picked up by Lee. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. To the middle. That's tipped. Stolen by Conley. Outside Green. Now the pass to Gasol. Out to Conley. Now here's Gasol. He's got 14, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for Joe Johnson. Nets trail by 4. Lee with the steal. And oh, here we go. Conley, nobody back. Oh, and he can't cap off the break.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
And Jack kicks to Young, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
Now here's Conley. He's got 9. Picked by Randolph. 5 to shoot. Green, no luck. The Nets have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Outside Jack for the lead. And he gets it to go. Jack's got 5. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
One heck of a game. I mean, guys, this has been outstanding in terms of the effort that both sides have been able to put out.
Looking over there at Greg, he's enjoying every second of it, Clark.
Yeah.
Listen, the fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
Here is Ellington after the made shot from Zach Randolph. Rejected by Gasol. And they're able to recover. Lee against Jack. Green lays it in without an inch of room around him. He has 7. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Memphis.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
Adding on to that, we can't fail to mention all the steals they piled up too. I mean, that's making a big difference. They've really gotten into them defensively.
Here's Brown after Jeff Green's bucket. Ellington from outside. And Lee pulls it down.
And guys, Courtney Lee, now having completed 7 full seasons, very much the same guy now as he was entering the league. A 3-and-D prototype who will most likely never be a plus playmaker.
Conley kicks to Lee. No good with the triple. Nets trail by 3. Feeds it to Ellington. Lets the 3 fly. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Talking about Courtney Lee, the ball handling and court vision are suspect, but, you don't care because he's provided solid defense on the wing, Clark, and he's hit over 40% of his threes last year.
And he's also one of the best free throw shooting 2 guards in the league, Kevin. And last year, he and Conley were out of sight at the end of games. That's a wonderful combo to have 2 great free throw shooting guards late.
Now here's Brown after the Marcus Onis. Good on that shot, and with that, the Memphis lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Brown.
What handles? He broke the D down to the ground with that move.
So for the Nets, Bargnani is checked in for Lopez. Robinson is subbed in for Young. Memphis also making some changes. Carter comes in for Zach Randolph. And Allen subbed in for Lee. So it's the Grizzlies now. Conley dishes to Carter. Bargnani against Gasol. That's good. Gasol's got 4 points now in the quarter. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Brown outside. Back to Jack. Robinson sets a screen for Jack. Knocks it loose. Brown the pass to Jack. 5 on the clock. There's a screen by Robinson. And Jack, here we go. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The Grizzlies have gotten 6 of their 12 shots to drop for him here in the second half so far. Conley kicks to Green. Fires from the line. Here's Carter. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Carter's got the lead up to 4 now for Memphis.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Now here is Jack. He's got 5 for 3. Ellington. Good, and Jack gets the assist. Ellington's got 5.
Oh, man, how about the last-minute decision there to pull the shot down and get a better one for your teammate?
Gasol, a screen on Jack. Conley kicks to Gasol. Stolen by Bargnani. Jack with it. Conley picks him up. Jack against Conley. It's Robinson high post. Here's Bargnani. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Conley into the lane. Kicks it to Green. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that one.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
And he better stay with those basics because this game is still yet to be determined. I'll tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
The Nets have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one.
At the line for 2.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
Kevin, you look at their free throw percentage. They've been very efficient from the line today. That's a big factor.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Bogdanovich is checked in. Then for the Grizzlies. Wright, he's checked in for Gasol. Barnes comes in for Green. And it's Udrich in for Mike Conley. And Jarrett Jack drops them both.
Well, you know, the Nets were able to sneak into the playoffs as the 8th seed last year. Had some good wins against the Western Conference, and that really was a big boost for them getting to the postseason.
Now here is Carter. Wright, left side. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Carter missing. Brooklyn's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Ellington kicks to Bargnani. And here is Ellington. 5 points in the game. Pass to Robinson. For the lead, the kick out to Jack. But they'll get another chance. Robinson dishes to Jack. There's a screen by Robinson. Jack against Carter. And Jack, here we go. Soft touch off the glass. Jack's got 9.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Allen passes to Carter. There's the 3. That's good. Carter's got 5 points now in the quarter. And Clark, a great competitive game so far.
Yeah, tit for tat. I mean, back and forth, plenty of lead changes, and excellent play.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Now here is Jack. 9 points in the game so far, and the basket good. 11 points in the game.
That's a nice drive there, Kevin. He beat the lone defender and was wide open under the hoop.
Pass to Barnes. from 12 feet out. And it falls over the rim and in. Barnes has got his second bucket.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
Here's Bogdanovich. And that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. Bogdanovich has got the game tied up here for the Nets. Here's Udrich. The shot by Carter, nobody around. And the three off target. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Shaq with it, and Allen picks him up defensively. Stolen by Allen. Drops in the breakaway layup. And the Grizzlies lead by 2.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
All right, now, I want everyone here at the Barclays Center to welcome to the court, your Nets dancers.
Joe Johnson, he's checked in for the Nets. And Memphis also making a switch. Randolph has checked in. .104 left in the third. It's stolen by Allen. And now Barnes running the floor all by himself. And that is good. And now a 4-point Grizzly lead.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
Now here is Jack. 11 points in the game. No good off the front iron.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Carter kicks to right. He feeds it to Barnes. To the paint. Looks for Randolph. Gets it to him. Puts it up from 7. Rebound by Johnson. Nets trail by 4.
And this should be the last possession of the quarter.
Exactly. I'm right with you there, Greg. I mean, no need to give the ball back before the end of the quarter. Make sure you get the last shot here.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there. Earned those free throws.
The Nets have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9.
And a season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And both free throws good from Bargnani.
We're seeing today what makes him one of the best free throw shooters among the league's big men. Beautiful stroke.
Lee kicks to Barnes. Offline with his 3. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Grizzlies lead by...
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The 4th quarter of action getting started. Brooklyn trailing. On the court for Memphis to start the fourth. On the wings, it's Lee and Green. Randolph is the 4 with Gasol in the middle. And it's Conley in at the 1. Now here's Johnson. Pass to Bogdanovich. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Brown with him. Conley picks him up. Lopez kicks to Johnson. To take the lead. And it's Brook Lopez with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, he was boxed out and tried to get the rebound the only way he could.
Yeah, he got straight over the back and on top of him there, too. So nothing subtle about that one.
And the Grizzlies shooting at 46%, making some buckets. Lee dishes to Green. He kicks it to Gasol. Right side, Conley. Here's Randolph, and that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got his 8th assist in the game. And Bogdanovich kicks to Johnson. To the middle. Shot's good from Young. Young's got it all tied up now for Brooklyn.
Loose D here. Critical stretch. I mean, you better off sending them to the free throw lines than to have them get that good a look.
Lets it go from 14. No luck. Good D by Lopez. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Randolph against Johnson. Rejected by Randolph. Gasol wide open. He fires. Wide open shot is on the money.
Well, that's 3 of their last 5 baskets in transition.
You can see the emphasis is to get out and run.
Johnson against Green. Johnson outside. And Gasol sends it back. And here we go. Lee heading to the hoop. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
And guys, Courtney Lee, not the most flamboyant offensive threat, but he's a steady player at both ends of the floor. Makes threes at a high clip and competes defensively. One of those guys that you don't necessarily win because of, but you sure will win with.
The first free throw is good. And Courtney Lee out of Western Kentucky, not usually a hotbed of NBA talent, but, you know, Clarkie's having a nice career.
He really is. I mean, playing big minutes for the Grizzlies, Kevin, and they really need his floor spacing and his hard-nosed, versatile defensive ability.
And both free throws good for Lee.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Screen by Young. Back to Johnson. Stolen by Randolph. Outside Conley. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn Nets.
think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
During that break, Coach Dave Yeager had some words for his team. His advice clear-cut. I want to see you playing to win, not playing not to lose. I don't care what the lead is. We do not back off.
Thanks again, Doris. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Back to Green. Courtney Lee is on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Gasol. Soft touch off the glass. Gasol's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And that's exactly how they've gotten the lead right here. Easily, he's been their most consistent performer.
As simple as it gets. He's hitting everything he's looked at. Keep feeding the fire.
Now here's Johnson. Here's Lopez. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Watching Brook Lopez, he all the time contributes in every category. It's amazing the number of Clark ways he affects the game.
Deadly with the shot. Tremendous touch. Back to the basket moves, facing up, makes free throws. Good offensive rebounder, capable passer. He just makes things happen.
Outside, Green. Picked by Randolph. There's the dish to Lee. And it's Conley penetrating. Here's Gasol, and that one falls coming off Conley's feed. 22 points for Marc Gasol.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
Johnson kicks to Lopez, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Well, they were sleeping on defense. The defense really didn't do its job. I mean, a little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint. That's costly.
And at this stage of a tight game, the tired legs really start to show. A defense becomes vulnerable if you can continue to pound it inside.
Here's Lee, following the basket by Brook Lopez. Lee kicks to Green. The fadeaway. That's short off the rim. Nets trail by 3. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. And it's Brown missing. The Grizzlies have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there. Earned those free throws.
At the line of the net, Courtney Lee. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And guys, Jeff Green, by every measure of athleticism and skill, should have become one of the game's better small forwards, but inconsistency has plagued him throughout his career.
And Kevin, I always go back to something my college coach told me. The mental to the physical is 4-to-1 in this game. And so through those 7 full seasons, he's teased everyone with that talent. And then it does suddenly disappear. And there's no other way to describe it other than the fact that it is mental. He hasn't been able to sustain it in terms of the consistency, and that's why he hasn't fulfilled his potential.
Now here's Johnson. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession.
Memphis ball.
And the Grizzlies leading by 5.
You know, with Jeff Green, the one thing you can say about him is he's been durable, especially since he'd had the unforeseen heart issue in 2011 for which he needed season-ending surgery. Since then, over the past 3 full seasons, he's played in 81, 82, and 78 games.
And talking about Jeff Green, I'm rooting for him. I mean, I'm rooting for him to finally put it all together, to gain and maintain the confidence, and really to fulfill the vast potential we all know that he has.
We've seen Randolph playing a good game here. He has 15 points, and all the steals he's collected only add to his impressive stat line.
And whether he's picking someone's pocket or picking off a pass, he has been a disruptive force out on the floor.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half, it's been nothing but success for them there.
Yeah, taking full advantage from the charity stripe. They've yet to miss here in the second.
Johnson attacking. Lopez passes to Ellington. Brown dishes to Johnson. Screened by Young. 4 on the shot clock. Baseline J on the way. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And the Grizzlies leading by 5. Picked by Randolph. Conley with it. He's picked up by Lopez. Lee. And another miss by Memphis. Nets have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Ellington kicks to Johnson. Lopez sets a screen for Johnson. Offensive rebound. Lopez, no luck. For Memphis, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Lee passes to Randolph. Conley with a wide open look. Off target from 3-point range. The Nets shooting at 42% in this final quarter. Brown dishes to Johnson. Grizzlies with the rebound. Lee's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
I think it's going to be tough for them to trim this deficit if he keeps missing those kinds of shots, Kevin. I mean, they need his points.
Fires from 14. Add basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
And that's definitely a shot that he has in his arsenal.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
I got to find something. You're right. Shots good from Young.
Despite the troubles he had in the first half, he stayed composed and focused, and now he's getting it going.
Conley kicks to Randolph. And taken away by Johnson. In transition, here come the Nets.
Oh! Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And that replay is sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one.
I don't think you can say enough about the quarter he's having. Every one of his attempts has gone down.
And Marc Gasol, surprisingly nimble for a 7-footer. He really moves his feet well at both ends of the floor.
Jarrett Jack is checked in for Wayne Ellington. Tony Allen's checked in for Memphis. Nets trail by 5. And when you look at Marc Gasol now versus when he came into the league, remarkable how that body of his, Clark, has transformed.
Kevin, he changed his diet and he dropped a bunch of weight. Believe it or not, he even grows vegetables at his house. He's really gone all in on the transformation of his body.
Clark, good information.
Yes, sir.
How'd
That's
you
what
know
we
all
do.
that stuff?
That's what we do here.
Whew.
Info and entertainment.
Oh. Here's Jack following the basket by Marc Gasol. Jack against Conley. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And for Brook Lopez, disappointing start to last season. The season before, he had played only 17 games, so he wanted to make an impact right off the bat. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, you know, he missed the first 2 games altogether with the foot injury and comes back to play pretty well, then hurts his back. Out for 8 more games, comes back again. He's benched in favor of Miles Plumlee. Just a very disjointed year for Lopez.
First one falls for him.
And for Lopez, last year was the first time since he was a rookie that he didn't start every game. I mean, that is a huge shot to your confidence. I don't care who you are or what your circumstances, but you know what? At the end, he rose above it.
And both free throws good for Lopez.
You know, on the topic of Lopez last season, ugly beginning, but things got beautiful over the last 2 months. 55% shooting, nearly 20 and 10 a game, some of the best numbers of his career.
Now here's Brown. Jeff Green missing his last shot. Brown the pass to Lopez. Low block shot, and that's off the glass and in. Lopez has got 13 points in the second half.
He has definitely shown up to play. He's done his part, really just trying to battle his team back into it.
It's Allen on the wing. Randolph sets a screen for Gasol. The rebound by the Nets. Johnson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Young, a screen on Conley. Johnson dishes to Young. Puts it up from 12. And Brook Lopez, the bucket on the assist from Young. And now just a 1-point Grizzly lead. For Memphis, they've gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. Allen outside. Gasol a screen. Green kicks to Conley. 5 on the clock. Green with the ball. He's picked up by Lopez. Step back shot. They kick it out to Green. Picked by Randolph. Conley the pass to Allen. Randolph sets a screen for Allen. Another shot. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
This is what this team is all about right here. They're forcing their way inside and having a lot of success. That's their identity. They're a pounded inside team, and that's what they're showing us.
Allen no good on the free throw. Nets trail by 3. And Jack, here we go. Young, a screen on Conley. Jack dishes to Young. That's good. Young's got 8 here in the quarter.
He's got the touch they needed here as this one goes down to the wire.
Yeah, 4 of 4 this quarter, making buckets under duress.
Now here's Conley. Gasol a screen. It's stolen by Jack. And here we go. Jack heading to the hoop. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. For Memphis, they've gone 8 of 16 from the field in the fourth, exactly 50%. Conley kicks to Gasol. The rebound by Young. Young's got 6 rebounds in the game. Johnson, the pass to Jack. Dishes it to Lopez. Young outside to take the lead. Basket made. That gives him 7 field goals in 13 tries.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
All right, now, I want everyone here in the Barclays Center to welcome to the court, your next dancer.
.125 left in the fourth. To the inside. Young with the steal. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Grizzlies with the rebound. Outside, Green. Conley kicks to Gasol. Randolph a screen on Young. And Gasol, here we go. Connects! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
All right now, I want everyone here at the Barclays Center to welcome to the court. Go Nets dancers!
Brown against Allen. And for Memphis, they're shooting 47%. Pretty solid. Here's Conley. Got it!
Let's look at what Conley is doing.
All right now, I want everyone here at the Barclays Center to welcome to the court. Go Nets dancers!
To the inside. Lopez. But they'll get another chance. Johnson wide open. He fires. Clark, they'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see some long possessions out of them going forward.
Shoots from 14. No luck. And Brooklyn will come the other way.
Now you need every basket you can get.
Greg, I think they're still alive here, but they better execute every trip down the floor from here on out.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game out.
Exactly. I mean, you got to stop the clock any way possible and hope they alligator arm a few of those free throws.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn Nets.
Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
Yeah, gotta love this teamwork. I mean, everybody's involved and engaged. It's just a thing of beauty to watch.
It is, and Clark, that's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. Jack with it. He dishes it to Lopez from about 16. It's in! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
I tell you what, fellas, he loves those mid-range jumpers. I mean, that's where he makes his money.
All right, now, I'd like everyone here in the Barclays Center to welcome to the court your next dancer.
Conley for 3. Oh, no good there. The potential game winner off the mark. Regulation is ended and we're heading to overtime. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. Well, if you're just joining us, this one has been a great one. We've got overtime action now, folks. It'll be the Nets off the tip. And always a good ride in these post-regulation battles. This overtime now looking to be an exciting one. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. So on the floor for Memphis. Green is the 3 with Zebo at the 4. A lot of defense with Conley and Lee in the backcourt. And it's Gasol and at the 5 down low.
At the line for your Nets, Brook Lopez. Taking 2 shots.
And the first one drops. He's perfect from the line this time. Memphis trailing here. Conley dishes to Green. The feed to Conley. Down low. Randolph can't hit.
How about him there, just bodying him up to make him alter the trajectory on that shot.
Definitely some very sound defense played on that trip.
It's Brown with the drive. The wide open look here for Lopez. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Lopez has got 41. Conley kicks to Green. Lopez against Randolph. Not enough on that one as it misses. Nets leading by 4. Here's Brown. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Gasol. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. Brandon Rice checked in for Marc Gasol.
Markel Brown. Taking 2 shots.
That free throw good from Brown. And Brown drops them both. We're just over a minute into overtime here. Conley with it. Now Jack defending. Conley against Jack. Now Green. Shot clock at 6. Conley, the pass to Randall. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J. Randolph's got 20 points.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now here's Brown. Johnson outside. And he gets it to go from the high post.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
The Grizzlies trail by 6. Outside Conley. Over in the corner, Lee. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Now here is Jack. Poked loose and stolen by Wright. And Lee with the stuff.
And Kevin, maybe the play of the game right there.
A tremendous instincts grade to come up with a steal and then attack the basket.
Game changer right there, guys. An unbelievable play to make it this stage of a really tight ball game. Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Now here's Green. Randolph a screen. Wright with a screen on Jack. Nice job coming off that screen. 16 points for Mike Conley.
And those are two teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Johnson against Green and stolen by Wright. Now here's Lee. Not a lot of room. Green again, Memphis.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
All right, now, I want everyone here at the Barclays Center to welcome to the court your next dancer.
Here's Jack. The pass to Lopez. Outside Jack. Back to Lopez. Little turnaround, and that one's good. Lopez has got 45 points.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn Nets.
Overtime basketball, a little under 3.5 minutes into it. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Brook Lopez. And as usual, he's the one directing traffic out there, guys.
And guys, he always has such a firm grasp of exactly what the game plan is. He's always talking, making sure that all 5 guys are on the same page.
Roof shot.
Drops the first one, and that ties the game up. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there.
They should be in front right now, but he'll be relieved not to have come up totally empty there.
And Jack kicks to Lopez. The 9-foot shot. And it's right, sending it back. The Grizzlies have gotten things started superbly in overtime, hitting 5 of their first 7 shots. Lopez with the steal. And here is Jack. Feeds to Lopez. And stolen by Wright. Now here's Conley, the fast break opportunity. Looks for Randolph, gets it to him. Yes!
Oh, it's really hard to stop Randolph right now.
This is a huge possession.
And this is where all the hard work pays off. You have to be able to execute under pressure. Clutch shot right there. That could be the difference maker.
Indeed, it might be a big, huge moment in this game right there.
And it's Wright missing. Clark, a critical possession right here.
Boy, Kevin, you can just feel the crowd on pins and needles right now.
Kicks to Lopez. Good D by Lee. .20 seconds left in overtime. Wright dishes to Conley. Oh, and here comes Johnson all alone. It's good!
And how about that one-man fast break?
I love the power finish at the end of it, too.
Here's Randolph. No good there. And so it's Brooklyn who scrapes by with the win. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came on in the extra period.
Yeah, when adversity was at its greatest, they came up big. They seemed to relax a little bit once we got into overtime.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, we have Brook Lopez with us. You had a great game tonight, scoring, rebounding the basketball. This kind of performance has got to feel pretty good.
You know, I just wanted to go out there and have fun with my boys. You know, we had a great time. My guys got me the ball where I could score easily, you know, and we just need more of that in the season.
Brooke, thank you very much. Kevin, over to you.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Brook Lopez. He had just an outstanding fourth quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game.
Well, his ability to get into the paint, get to the rim was deadly. For a guy who's mainly a perimeter shooter, it was remarkable how many of his points came right at the bucket.
Ernie, that is the definition of domination. He took them to school tonight in every possible way. I know there's 10 players on the court, but I only noticed one.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.